precise about the description, could you?
Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving. Sarge, can you tell... Oh, forget it, they're here. I just tried to stop you. It's about an hour old. He's well gone.
What's the strength then?
Well, some fella's been seen talking to the kids during their breaks. Sounds like a bit of a nutter.
Any description?
Well, not really. The old dear can't see very well. 25 to 30, medium height, that's about it.
Oh, great. Should have no problems finding him. Not a lot of people like that around. She's seen him before, then?
Well, she reckons she's seen him 2 or 3 times in the last couple of weeks.
I hope you didn't mind. I know it sounds a bit silly, but you hear such funny things these days.
Not at all, madam.
All right, look, we'll have a run round later when the kids turn out, all right? Be seeing you, all right? Take care.
Thanks for the information, eh? Yeah, I doubt if there's much in it. I suppose we better go and have a word in the school. Somebody might have seen something.
Tomorrow, yes.
All right, kids, all right?
What can I do for you?
Well, we've had a report of a man hanging about outside the school gates. We just wondered if...
You were wondering if what?
Well, we'd just like to try and find out if anyone else might have seen him. He's supposed to have been seen quite a few times in the last week or so.
Do you think he's somewhere in the school?
Well, no. From what we can make out, he stands by the gates talking to the kids during their break time.
Perhaps we could have a word with the caretaker, or if there was someone on playground duty who might have seen something.
Well, I'll ask the staff and some of the older children, but I'd really rather not have you wandering around the school. It causes all sorts of problems. Now, if you'll go back to the station, I'll phone later. Sun Hill, isn't it? Good afternoon.
Well, yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, worked.
Sarge.
Second visits, amongst other things.
I know what you're going to say,
Look,
but...
Jim, don't tell me you're overworked. I'm overworked, we all are. Your paperwork is getting to be like...
Getting to be what?
All I'm telling you is get your priorities sorted out.
Oh, I see. I don't suppose it matters if we nick anyone anymore, just as long as the books are neat and tidy.
All I'm saying is get these second visits done. There's at least a dozen jobs well over a month old, and nobody's been near the loser since the day they were reported.
Oh, come off it, Sarge. You know as well as I do. Second visits are a waste of time. PR jobs.
Then start doing some PR work. If you drop in it, I drop in.
Yes, of course, madam. Well, they obviously thought... No, of course not. Yes, of course. I'll make certain they do. Yes. Yes, good afternoon. Garfield and Datter have been tramping around Jeremy Holt's school this afternoon. That was that headmistress.
A touchy lady.
She wants them back down there again now. One of the kids has come up with some information.
Just what is it with him? Ted Roach and Frank Burnside spent half their lives cutting corners. And then Greg gives me grief just because I don't dot a few I's or cross a few T's.
Not to worry, Jim. It can only get worse.
Oh, not a lot. This'll take me well into this evening. I'll spend half the night looking for people who've either gone to the pictures or are in the pub and who wouldn't want to see me anyway.
How often does he come round?
Not very often.
But often enough that you recognise him?
Yes.
So what does he do?
He just hangs around.
Talks to the kids?
Yeah.
If any teachers come past, does he go away?
Yeah.
Is that all he does?
Yeah.
And you'd know him if you saw him again?
Yeah.
Well, right. Thanks, Tasha. You've been very helpful. Thank you.
See, if you just let me inquire into things in the proper way, it's so much better all round.
I know where he lives, that man. I know where he lives.
OK, well, that might not necessarily be a problem.
What you got, Ridge?
It's a missing person, Sarge. Young boy. This is a mother, Mrs. Wilkins. This is Sergeant Cryan.
What's his name?
Tony.
Right. His dad couldn't have picked him up?
You better not have. He cleared off 3 years ago.
What about friends? Couldn't he go home with one of them?
No. I've seen Gary. That's his best friend, and he hasn't seen him since school. And he was supposed to go at football tonight, and I can't see him missing that.
Right, I'll tell you what to do. You go home and make sure there's someone in case he does come back, and we'll make some inquiries. But don't worry about it. They normally come home as soon as they're hungry. And is this yours?
Yeah.
If you could write down any address you might have for the father there, yeah? Thanks, love. Reg? Do the usual. And you better check out the dude in case he's run off to see him and around the hospitals, all right? You know where I am if you need me. That's right.
Kid reckoned it was the front room. Yeah.
It's the police here. Could you open up, please?
He's out.
What, the bloke who lives in the room?
Going to his sister's, I expect.
What's his name?
Hallwood. Tim Hallwood. What do you want him for?
Just following something up, routine, you know. Could you tell us what he looks like?
Late 20s, thin, scruffy, bit of ordinary.
So,
Guy, watch where you're going.
Mrs. Wilkins. Have you found him? No, not yet. Look, I've just got a few more questions. Can I come in? It's only a couple of things. Would he have had much money on him?
His dinner money, that's about all.
Right, and what school did he go to?
St Joseph's.
St Joseph's. Okay, and what about his clothes? Any of his things missing?
I don't know, I never thought to look.
Right, could you go and see now? And in the meantime, I'd like to have a good look round the flat.
What do you mean, have a look round?
Look, love, in cases like this, we always have to search the home.
For God's sake, do you think I've done him in or something?
No, of course not. But kids are funny. It's surprising the number of times people are looking everywhere for them and all the time they've hidden themselves in the cupboard.
I suppose so. Anyway, it won't take you long. Not much room to hide in here.
Right.
Paul, any more on the missing boy?
Not really, sir. Ackland's back there now.
He's probably gone home with one of his mates. You know what kids are like at that age. Time means nothing to them.
Possibly, but it's still 3.5 hours since school turned out. The thing that really worries me is this business of the man hanging around outside the school.
Oh, well, that's another school altogether, sir. It's about 3/4 of a mile away.
Yes, of course, but he may be doing the rounds. Has there been any sign at the address the little girl gave us?
Well, Garfield and Darcy went back, but Chummy hasn't been seen.
I want that man found.
I was going out myself shortly, sir.
CID should pick him up. I think you'd better join Ackland and make a start on some house-to-house inquiries. Someone might have seen the boy around the flats.
Yeah, right, sir.
And Tom, what about the father? Has he been told yet?
Well, he's not at the address we were given, but it's in hand.
Good. Oh, Tom, call all the relief in at 8 o'clock for a briefing. No need for Bob and Ackland to come in.
Sir.
I repeat, the missing boy's name is Tony Wilkins, age 9, last seen wearing a green anorak with blue and red on the sleeves. Anyone with any information, please contact Sun Hill Police Station immediately or tell any police officer. That's a missing boy, Tony Wilkins, age 9, last seen wearing a green anorak with blue and red on the sleeves.
Sir, we've a missing person that's starting to look a bit serious.
What's the score?
Yes, Tom?
Ackland just radioed in, sir. Seems the boy played truant today. No one's seen him since about 9 o'clock this morning.
OK, Andrew, you better stick with it. Keep me posted on any developments, OK?
Well, let's not hang about then, Tom. And keep all the relief informed. I don't want anyone walking straight past the kid and claiming afterwards they didn't know about it.
No problem.
Good man.
That's a missing boy, Tony Wilkins, age 9.
Which one did you say? The young one?
Yeah, that's right, young Tony.
It's a pity they wouldn't all run off, running up and down here till 10 and 11 every night. What the mother's up to, God only knows.
Yes, well, have you seen him about? And it seems he didn't go to school today.
There's nothing much unusual in that.
Well, he makes a habit of it, does he? What about today? Have you seen him about?
Can't say I have.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Excuse me?
Enjoy it?
Come on, open this door.
I think that could be trouble. I think it's the father.
Hey, yeah. Hey.
You're not fit to look after kids.
How the hell do you know anything about that?
You're not even fit to look after a dog, never mind kids.
That's what you cared about the kids when you walked out. Listen, I want him out of here. He's not supposed to be here. Now get him out.
Don't you worry, darling. I wouldn't come within 100 miles if you spent more time with the kids instead of your boyfriends.
Right, let's all stop shouting at each other, then maybe we can sort something out.
Sort it out. He's the one you want to sort out.
I'm not the one who can't be bothered to look after a couple of kids for 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Never mind about 5 minutes. He hasn't kept his eyes on for 3 years.
Right, now come on.
Now listen, I want him out.
All right, let's cut it out,
Just
shall we?
get him out.
Listen, be quiet. Now, we've got better things to do. We're supposed to be out looking for Tony, not listening to you two shouting at one another.
Then get him out. I pay the rent and I want him out.
I think you better go, Mr. Wilkins.
Oh, no. I'm not going anywhere till Tony's back.
Oh, I think you are, you know.
Oh, yeah? And what you going to do about it, then?
Now, come on. This isn't helping anyone now, is it?
Oh, and I suppose if I don't, you're going to nick me, ain't you? Well, I might as well do something to make you nick me, haven't I? All right. Come on. That's enough of that. Come on, that'll do ya.
And don't let him out. If he comes back here again, I'll stick a knife in him.
Automatic alarm, Sarge.
Can't the area car take it?
They've just accepted a suspect shout on Sierra Bravo's ground.
It's all very well dragging everyone off the streets. There's still that accident in Mill Lane, and the dispute in the takeaway is about 10 minutes old.
Sarge?
What do you want, Hollis?
Can I have a quick word about next week's duty?
Not now, Hollis.
Well, look, I'm down with Demo on Tuesday and I've got a Federation meeting.
Hollis, I said not now. Isn't it about time you were getting to that briefing?
And don't forget to check round the back of the old Methodist Hall. I understand the kids play in that yard in spite of the barbed wire. And the area car is appealing on the public address, so you'll be getting feedback from the public. I want every piece of information reported and followed up, no matter how unlikely it seems. If this one should turn out nasty, I want us to be confident that we haven't missed any chances. Right. Does everyone know what they're doing?
Yes, sir.
When you finish the area you've been given, get in touch with Sergeant Penny and he'll allocate you a new area. Yes, Hollis? Did you have something to add?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm due to finish early this evening. I'm owed 2 hours.
That may not be possible this evening, Melvin. I'll let you know. Garfield and Data, you deal with any emergency calls and just generally keep your eyes open in the likely places.
Yes, sir.
Right. Dismiss.
You want to play this one by the book, Andrew?
Yes, sir, I do. This kid hasn't been seen for nearly 12 hours. If he doesn't turn up soon, we're going to have a full-scale murder investigation on our hands. And everyone from the commissioner to the station cleaner will want to know why we didn't do everything yesterday.
Fair enough.
And between ourselves, sir, I think A-Relief could do with a bit more by the book and a bit less as you please.
Good evening, Sun LCID. Is Mr. Stone in? I'm just calling back about his stolen stereo.
No, that'll be me son you want.
Well, could I see him for a minute?
No, pal, he's on his holidays, you know, and he won't be back till Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
All right.
Well, what is it like? Is there anything I can do? You haven't got it back, have you?
I'm afraid not, so I just wanted to ask him a few more questions. Nobody at home in this town.
You seen Carver?
No go. He went out to do some second visits. Haven't seen him since.
Oh, that's great. We've got the uniforms panicking about some lost kid, and he decides to have a night on the town.
Quick word, Frank.
Stay there. I might need you later.
CID.
So what's this about? That lost kid? Yeah. It's a bit early to start panicking, isn't it? I mean, half the kids on that estate come home with a milk anyway.
Maybe. There's the man hanging about outside the other school I don't like. Anyway, Andrew's taking no chances. Which is the right way to play it, in your view?
Right, OK. That was the front office, sir. They've a woman come in, thinks she may have seen the boy this morning with a man.
All right, I'll get Dashwood onto it. Any photos?
There's one in the front office.
Do you have trouble with him?
No.
Uniformed inspectors have been known to have difficulties.
He knows his job and I know mine. I've never found it a problem.
Good. You're finding the relief a bit slack, though, are you?
They could do with a firm hand.
You've got 3 very experienced sergeants there, you know.
That may be it, sir. They've all got a bit too used to each other.
Yeah. I don't have to tell you, you need to keep Bob Cryer on your side.
Mr. Bryant?
Yeah.
It's over there, between the barges. Looks like a dead one to me. Right, we'll have a look. You'll not see much from over here. You'll have to get over that side. Right, look, you see if you can find anything and I'll try and get round the other side,
Okay.
all right?
I couldn't really be sure. It was more the green anorak that made me think.
What about the man?
I didn't take that much notice, really. It was just the boy when they said he had that green anorak with the red and blue on the sleeve. I'm sorry I can't be more help.
Not to worry. Thanks anyway.
That's all right, mate. You in there, chap? Gent as a kitten, ain't you, boy? He keeps the kids out. He'd lick you to death.
Oh, yeah? Well, anyway, can I have a look down by the barges? There could be a body down there.
Sure. I've seen a few of them fished out in me time. Come on, boy.
So if he's not at the house, we have to wait there until he is?
You got it. Whether he's got anything to do with this missing kid or not, it's time we had a word with him.
You know, there are some people in this world who work 9 to 5.
Oh, don't think about it. It'll only depress you.
It's all right, it's a false alarm. I'll come round and pick you up. Can you get them to Nick and tell them?
Sierra Oscar from 181, are you receiving?
I've been on the phone to the chief super. He wants to be kept informed. Is there any more news?
Not really, sir. At least the call to the Canal was a false alarm.
Yeah, well, that's something anyway. Listen, I think you better tell your relief I'll be staying on for the time being.
Right, sir.
Oh, and come to my office when you put the night duty in the picture, will you?
June,
Sir?
did you check up on the father?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's no previous. He's got a bit of a temper, that's all. According to the neighbours, they spend their time throwing things at one another. But the kids are treated perfectly well. I asked a couple of people on the estate where he lives now, but they haven't seen him with a boy.
Good. Good work.
Thanks, sir.
What do you want to do? Have a look downstairs on the video?
Yeah.
All right, see you in a bit.
Oh, dear.
A release from Sierra Oscar. Message from Inspector Monroe. All late turn officers have been held on until further notice. Repeat, late turn officers remain on duty until further notice. Message ends.
You all right, Ken?
Yeah, just great.
I'm soaked. There's about 6 inches of water down here.
You got that last message?
No, of course I didn't.
Well, the good news is we've all been kept on.
Oh, terrific.
Come in. Yes, Bob.
We keeping the lads on, sir?
Yes.
Well, is there any point? It's got dark now. They're not going to see much.
Depends how hard they're looking. It won't hurt them to do another hour's work. There might be a child lying dead out there.
With respect, sir, he's probably gone walkabouts. You know what kids are like these
If
days.
it turns out he's gone up to the West End to go and see a porno film, or been to Margate for the day, I'll be delighted. But until we know differently, I'm treating this as serious.
Yes, but I mean...
Well, I value your advice. Now, please feel free to give me your opinion at any time, but I'll make the decisions.
Sir?
Seems to me that some of A Relief need to understand that there's only one way to do police work, the correct way.
I think they do understand that, sir.
Let's make sure, shall we?
In vacant or in pensive mood, Bob?
Monroe.
Oh, he's a good governor. I like him. Oh, I've got a lot of respect for him, haven't you?
It isn't what he says, it's what he doesn't say. He criticises the relief and he makes you feel like it's my fault, our fault. You know, we're not keeping them up to scratch.
Well, if you can't take criticism, Bob.
No, he hasn't done it to you yet. Well, wait till he does. You'll see what I mean.
He's got to assert himself, hasn't he? Leave it a while. We'll get him trained.
Evening, Joyce.
Mr. Hollis?
Yeah?
Sunhill Police, sir. We'd like you to come down to the station.
Why?
You may be able to help us with our inquiries.
OK. I'll come along now, shall I? What's it about?
A child's gone missing.
Oh, right. Anything I can do to help?
Can we just have a quick look round your room before we go, sir?
If you like.
Everything okay, Bob?
Sir?
You shouldn't have to keep me here too long tonight. There's not a lot you can achieve this time of night.
Exactly.
Mr. Monroe does have his own way of doing things, you know, Bob.
All relief inspectors do, sir. I've seen them come and I've seen them go, and they all have their own little ways.
Well, I hope you're not waiting for Mr. Monroe to go. You've only just got him.
I didn't say that, sir. Just some people are easier to work with than others.
Yeah, well, with your experience, you should be able to work with anyone, Bob, hard or easy.
That doesn't bother me, sir. Water off a duck's back.
Good.
So, you were at your sister's all afternoon?
That's right.
What's her phone number?
250-3681.
Tell me, Tim. Do you like children?
Oh, I love them. Children are the future, aren't they? I'll go and talk to them, you know, outside the school.
Do you really?
Kids have so much awareness. I usually disappear though when the teachers show up. They might think I was some kind of weirdo.
Can't be too careful these days.
If more people listen to kids, there'd be more peace in the world. They'd give me ideas for songs, you know. I'll write songs.
Interesting. Do you ever ask any of the children to your home? Invite them for walks?
Oh, no. I wouldn't invade their space, you know. They got rights, same as us.
So, tell me about these songs, Tim.
Well, I don't reckon he's in the frame, sir. I mean, he's a leftover hippie, peace and love merchant. He just likes talking to kids. We can keep him in, but I don't think it'll do any good.
OK. Is there any point in getting an identikit artist, Frank?
Not much, but I suppose we'll have to give it a run.
Ah, you seen the night duty, Andrew?
Yes, sir.
Good, because I don't think we're going to achieve much more tonight. We should start thinking in terms of what to get started on in the morning.
Yeah, well, he could still turn up once the streets get empty.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. But I wouldn't count on it. What you need first, Frank, is an incident room.
I'll get it set up.
Right. Anything on the underwater search unit, Tom?
It's all arranged, sir. Should be ready to start first light. There'll be a TSG unit here at 8.
Good.
Oh, by the way, sir, they're getting a few press inquiries downstairs.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot we can say.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 7. Are you receiving?
He's turned up then, Gov.
Yeah. So is Carver. 2 results in one day. Can't be bad, can it? Anyway, I'm going for a drink. At least they're still open.
Would it make any difference if they weren't?
Hello, Andrew. Panic over.
I don't believe in panic, Frank.
Right, will you go on to the hospital? It's got to be him.
Yeah.
I'll get onto the Nick and see about picking up his mother.
OK.
What is it, Jim? Glue?
I don't know. Stupid kid. I think he'll be all right.